Wisconsin is a state known for its great beer.
And behind every great beer is great brewing, great people, and great stories.
On this show, we're going to be talking to the people that are responsible for making the beer that we love.
We're here at HopCat in Madison, and this is Behind the Brews.
Cheers.
Cheers. Welcome to episode 2 of Behind the Brews. I'm Fred Swanson. I'm here as always with my buddy Mark Alfred. We're at the downtown Great Dane Pub and Brewery in Madison, Wisconsin. The Great Dane has a long and storied history, winning numerous awards and gaining national prominence. They were one of the first brew pubs in the state and the first in downtown Madison. Let's get downstairs to the Rathskeller, talk to our friend Rob LoBreglio, brewmaster here at the Great Dane Pub and Brewery. Rob, the Great Dane's been around longer than any brew pub in Madison. What are you most proud of?
I got to mention our staff, the people we have currently and that we've had over the years, the decades. They've always been great. But, I think I have to say the thing I'm most proud of is our community involvement. We really pride ourselves on being actively engaged with the community, helping a lot of different causes around town. I think Adopt a Family has been the program that we've had the most impact with. I mean, we've given families cars and apartments and bedding and everything they need to get a somewhat normal life back together.
As one of the founding institutions, should I say brewing institutions in Madison, what has been the model for the Great Dane's longevity?
It's our biggest mantra, just every beer, every burger. We just really try to make sure that every guest that comes here has a good beer, good burger, pay attention to detail, and in the end it is the restaurant business. It has the brewery component, but you have to function like a good restaurant. We've been here for getting near a quarter of a century now, and all of a sudden I realize, like, man, I'm getting old. It's like, I have these people coming talking about how they used to come here when they were at UW in the 90s. And it's like, wow, we've seen, 20-something graduating classes out of the UW.
Elliot Butler and yourself are not from Madison. You conceived of a place in Madison, but how did that come about? How did you land in the downtown area of Madison with your first location?
Yeah, we're definitely transplants, and it was a very conscious decision to come here. We had a whole bunch of different demographic parameters that we were looking at. We knew that we wanted to be in a city bigger than 100,000. We knew that we wanted to be the first brew pub in the city. We knew that brew pubs were doing well in cities that had a large university or a state government. So, Madison just kept getting check, 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 check. And then actually Greg Noonan of the Vermont Pub and Brewing Company in Burlington, Vermont, really great guy. He's since passed away. He knew that I was trying to find a place. And he said, you gotta go look at Madison. Everyone in the industry is wondering why Madison does not have a brew pub yet. So everything just kept pointing toward Madison.
What's the story behind the Great Dane moniker?
Yeah, we were really struggling to kind of come up with a name when we were first opening. And we had met this guy in New York at Zip City. I even forget his name, but he had classified every type of name that you could have for your brewery, and it was either like local, regional name or macho animal, or and he had these different categories. Well, I guess he would say that we ended up going with the macho animal, but the reason that we did that was because it's Dane County, and they used to call the center where they used to play the hockey games, they used to call it the Great Dane. So it's also regional as well. We didn't really set out to have like this animal connection, the dog. If you look at our original logo, it was very ornate and it had a brewing kettle, definitely kind of retro and like even though we opened in the 90s, it felt more like the 70s. And the dog was just a little print. It was like a little stamp on the kettle. And then over time, the dog just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
You had a very serious health scare recently. What has that done to your perspective as a brewer or as a brewery owner?
Yeah, it was interesting having major surgery. It just kind of put things in a little bit more of a historical context for me. Like, I started thinking about the Great Dane as, a brewery that will be around after I'm gone. Hoping now that's going to be a long time from now. But so, and then, myself as, just another brewer in, a long line of a century-old tradition. So, yeah, just putting, myself and Great Dane more in the historical brewing perspective.
What's on the horizon for the Great Dane? What's coming up, and what are you guys thinking about for the new frontier?
It's no secret, but the industry is getting a lot more competitive. So, used to be where we were kind of scavenging from the big boys, but now, the smaller breweries are competing with each other. And, we're still very friendly, but for us, it's looking at maybe more wholesaling, but at the same time, we just want to stay focused on what we do, every beer, every burger. And if we are successful in getting the legislation changed, maybe we would look at doing more brew pubs, but they would be smaller. Currently, all of our places are 15,000 square feet, and we might end up going to just like a smaller format.
Thanks, Rob, for having us out here and giving us a little insight into how things are at the Great Dane. And to all our viewers out there, thank you for watching episode 2 of Behind the Brews, and cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Cheers.